We welcome back to the source the animal communicator, Sue London, whom we had on back in the fall of 2022. And Sue, we have our companions with us.
We have Marley and Juniper, right?
Marley and Juniper. So I know that one of the things that you do is you perform Reiki on pets.
I do.
What are some of the benefits of Reiki on your pets?
If an animal has high anxiety or if they have physical problems, the Reiki will help with them physically, emotionally, mentally. And animals who have been rescued, they have a lot of stuff that they've, been through, traumas and that, and the Reiki can help to heal that as well. It's been life-changing for anyone that I'm working on. Not saying that I'm doing it, because I'm kind of like the conduit for the energy to come through, and I don't control how it goes or where it goes. It goes to where that person or that pet needs it.
Looking into this online, the American Kennel Club actually recognizes this as a valid therapy for dogs.
Yeah. I have a lot of people that are groomers or trainers, anyone in the fields, people who work at rescues. They're now taking Reiki from me because they want to help those animals. They're seeing how much it's changing their lives.
That seems to be almost a no-brainer, right? If you can use something to calm the dog down, that dog is in a high-stress situation, like being at the groomer.
Right, exactly. Like I've done, we talked beforehand, I've done Reiki on both of these guys before the show started, so they'd be nice and calm and well-behaved for us, right?
Part of Reiki is that, I guess that psychic energy, is that the right term for that?
When I do Reiki, I feel in me what's exactly happening with that pet or the person. So I feel it physically. I'm feeling it in my soul, exactly what's happening, right down to the core on them. Not everybody has that happen though. So like when a person does Reiki, they can put their hands, for example, on an animal, and then their hands will either heat up or they'll be cold. And so what's happening, that heat or that coldness is energy coming through. And so if I do Reiki on Marley's head, what's happening is that's calming him, right? So I had a dog, Rocky, that he had a tumor in his paw, and he was 15 years old, and the vet said, they wanted to amputate his leg. And I said, no, that's not a quality of life at that age.
Right.
So this is when I just had gotten my level 2 Reiki, and every day I would sit and I would just hold his paw. And I just, visualized, healing energy was going into him. And within 3 weeks, the tumor was gone. And the dog never lost his paw.
What could I learn as someone who's not
Reiki?
Certified?
Okay.
What could I learn to calm down my own animal?
Okay, so the first thing I want to say is that anyone can do what I'm going to teach you now. So you want to get yourself in a really calm, grounded space. So what you would do is you could either sit on the floor with your butt on the floor, your feet flat and your knees bent, and then your palms flat on the ground. And so what you're doing is you're grounding yourself. Mm-hmm. Why I'm saying that is because if you aren't grounded, then your pet's going to feel that from you, and they'll feel dizzy, they'll feel off. So it's really important. You need to be in this good grounded state. You never want to work on your pet if you're stressed or angry or any emotion, because that's going to go into the pet.
They sense the anxiety.
Exactly. So you've got yourself in this grounded place. So and I do this on my dogs every day, and I recommend like morning and night to do this on your pets.
Right.
Because what you're going to do is you're going to clear the energy from your pet. Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is what I would do on Marley. Okay. So you can do this on Juniper.
Okay.
So you're grounded. Fill yourself with like lots of love, because that will be like healing. Okay. So you're sending this healing love, and you start at the top of the head, and you would go right down the back, down, right down the tail, and then flick it into the ground. Okay, so what you're doing is you're brushing off the negative energy, and the spine is where everything is, all the nerves are. Right. Okay, so you're gonna go down, then you go down the ears, because they hear stuff, right? Okay, so I'm just kind of like, they're pushing it down.
Pushing it down.
Yep, pushing it down. Okay. And see how he's doing that? So he's letting go. Yeah. So when they make that noise, that's them letting go. I think Juniper's going to fall asleep.
Most likely.
I was doing Reiki on him before. See, I'm going down the leg, so I'm at the hips, and I'm going down the leg, okay, and I'm flicking it. So you want to make sure that when you're doing this, don't flick on another person or your puppy. Right. So you want, because you're going to go from that to this one, and you have to do that too, right? So then you go down the other leg, okay? Wow. So you're just kind of like going down each leg. And it's a good way too that you're bonding with your pet because you're feeling stuff, right?
And it's a very slow,
It's very slow.
loving touch that you're giving them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, you have an event coming up in Stony Creek at Putticombe Farms.
I do.
And
yes.
you're going to be doing Reiki for people's pets.
Exactly. So it's a rescue fundraiser, and people are going to be able to rescue dogs there. It's only for dogs. You can bring your physical dog, or you can bring a picture.
Right.
And I can do the healing on that. And they would pay a minimum of $30 donation, and all the money is going into rescuing more animals.
What is the rescue organization? Which one is it?
It's the Putticombe Farm. There's a girl there, and she has organized this event, and there's going to be 3 rescue groups there, and one of them is Tales of the North from Niagara. So, and then there'll be myself there, a photographer, and someone doing nail clipping. So it's their first year for it.
April 3rd and 4th, you're doing level 1 Reiki training online.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. So we do it through Zoom, and you do it from the comfort of your home, and your pet is part of the class the whole second day. I'm watching you, what you're doing, and I'm explaining, like, this is where your pet's putting their body, so that's where it wants the healing. Because your pet will guide you. And even when you're doing that, say Juniper's laying on your bed, right? Because I find I do our dogs on our bed, because they like to sprawl out.
Right.
So say he moves his body. So where he moves his body, like near your hand, that's where he wants the healing. So just kind of go with that. And another thing what you can do when you're working on him, so when you go slow and you're grounded, you've got yourself present at this point, right? So when you go down, you can kind of like just kind of close your eyes and see if you feel any warm spots.
Yeah.
Okay, so where's the warm spots? On the back, right?
Right about there, yeah.
Right, so that means there's something going on in his little tummy, okay? So just hold your hand there. Okay? Do you feel any heat coming out of your hand?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 So you can just keep it
Probably
there.
hungry. He's always hungry.
Yeah, so you can just hold your hand there until kind of the heat goes away, because that's energy.
Who is this course, this online course designed for?
Anybody who wants a stronger bond connection with their pet, anyone who wants to help their pet naturally heal, anyone who works with animals. I had a teacher come to me. She actually came to me. Her cat had died, and she came to me for me to give messages to her cat from the other side.
Right.
And then she had other cats, and so, you know, we were talking, and she went on to do her level 2. And then what happened, when in her training, in level 2, I set them up so that, you know, if you're going to do a business with this or whatever you do, this is how you can incorporate it in your life, whatever you're doing, right? And so the next day I said, you know, you're going to help a little, like, it's going to help a child and there's family. That's what came to me, and that's what I shared. So what happened, the next day, a little boy come in, his cat had just died. So I taught her, you know, with her level 2, she learned, you know, the symbols and what to do. And I was telling her, do it under the table, because if you're doing this in the air, you know, these people might think you're crazy or whatever, right? And so she did that, and the little boy and his family left, and they were feeling at peace and so much better. Wonderful. And comforted. So it's limitless who takes the training, because some people are coming to me working on their loved ones and not just pets.
Right.
So,
right.
But yeah.
So back to the Putticombe Farms.
Yep.
Do people have to pre-register for this?
No,
Do they
not for me.
they
Just show up. I'll be there between 10 and 4.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sue, thanks for joining us. Thanks for the tips.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Well,
and
now you know what to do
Juniper really
every
looks very calm right now.
I know, right? Yeah. Let me see. Let me feel this. You feel something different, don't you? Yeah, you feel that energy, don't you?
We will see you again soon.
Yes, nice seeing you again.